Baccarat sounds too much like Barack.
Baccarat.
I'm not interested.
Hussein Obama. Dunce party.
We're back.
We are back, baby. After a little bit of time off to, just kind of marinate in the misery of life.
Yes, we needed it.
We needed time to.
No, we didn't need it.
We were flying a little too close to the sun.
But yeah, I got sad for a little bit there.
Andrew's
Scared.
lost 30 pounds because he developed a phobia, food phobia.
Yeah, but luckily I'm cured now. Seriously, I did. I lost about 25 pounds in about 6 weeks.
Because he was afraid to eat.
Yes, that's about it.
And it's normal and it's fine.
It's fine. I wish I was still afraid to eat. I've been eating a lot lately. Been making up for lost time.
Yeah, man. I don't blame you.
No, I'm glad I'm not actually afraid to eat anymore. It was weird, man. I was getting my heart rate would go up whenever I'd eat, and so my solution to that was just stop eating.
It is kind of like a really bad episode of The Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypts or something.
It's like I'm
thinner.
Yeah, it was like I'm in thinner.
A Bachman book. It's a Bachman book.
Yeah, people say you guys only read Stephen King. That's not true. We also read Richard Bachman. So, this is episode 20. We've done 20 of these after this one.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and we're almost at the 1 year mark of doing this thing.
Really?
Yeah, can you believe that?
No.
We did one on Halloween last year.
That is crazy.
That was our first one.
Wow.
Then we didn't do any more until
we did 20 this year, so once every 3 weeks or something.
Something like that. Well, we took 6 weeks off before that, and we didn't do many from Christmas until March.
The holidays.
So it's been sporadic. We're gonna try and get back to it though. We're gonna hopefully get some more. I'm excited for Halloween this year, man.
I'm also excited for Halloween. My girlfriend is constantly berating me or bombarding me with costumes. Everything's a costume idea. The most recent one is for us. I don't think we can do it, but she wants to dress up as the woman from Chimp Crazy.
And you're going to be the monkey?
And I'm going to be the chimpanzee. That's what she wants. Tonka. The chimpanzee's name is Tonka.
You should just get the face paint.
And she feeds it human food. It's so funny. She comes in, she's like, Tonka, I made chicken parmesan.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite's grandma.
Kind of get the food, Tina. Tonka, eat the food.
You know why else I'm excited for Halloween? Though not just the costumes, not just the decorations,
the candy. No, you're
not just the candy. I'm afraid of candy still. That's the scariest part about Halloween for me. Is having to eat candy.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, fuck a haunted house. Just go down the candy aisle at Walmart.
I'm excited for that new Salem's Lot movie.
Oh, well, I mean, that's coming out well before Halloween.
Yeah, but Halloween starts October 1st for me.
We're both rereading Salem's Lot as a little primer for the holiday season.
Yeah.
It's a great book. It really is kind of, I was thinking about this on my drive home today. We talked before about Salem's Lot is where kind of Stephen King came up with the blueprint for how he was going to do a lot of his other books.
Yeah.
Which is true. But honestly, that book and the style that it's written in really kind of influenced horror movies as a whole.
Yeah.
Because it's by the time when those movies came out, horror was much more there's a killer on the list. But there's all sorts of horror movies now where it's there's something going on in this town.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
There's something going on, and we don't know what it is.
There's an evil force afoot. And that's the thing about Salem's Lot. I'm 200 pages in. I've read the book twice already. And, I don't really know exactly what this thing is. If it's supernatural, if it's not, if it's a vampire or a warlock or a
if you
witch.
didn't already know.
If I didn't know, you don't know. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to watch the movie. We're going to watch it the day it comes out, do a movie review on this channel.
We need to also watch the old one.
And the miniseries.
And the miniseries with my boy Robbie Lowe.
Yes.
I had that one on DVD. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of. We got our friend Elijah to read it too.
Yeah.
He said, I texted him today, asked where he was. He said he has made it to the part where he's where basically they take the coffin or the box into the house.
Yes.
And they leave all the locks.
I'm a little bit behind. I'm a little bit ahead of him. There's a bunch of movies coming out. I think I sent you this, but There's going to be a sequel to The Passion of the Christ.
The Passion of the Christ 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder where
you
it goes.
crossed the wrong man.
I wonder if it's going to be like the 3 days that he came back, or I think he came back for like a month.
Dude, judging by the guy who played Jesus in that movie, I'm assuming he's like reprising his role.
He is.
Dude, it's probably going to be like fan fiction.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be like Kamala Harris is like being sworn in as president, and he like, did you forget to ask my vote?
Yeah, that'd be great. I hope they get the people to write the Marvel movies to make it, and they have like the really like cheesy like comic relief, and there's like Doubting Thomas who's like talking about how he doesn't believe, and then he says, "He's right behind me, isn't he?"
Yeah, that's really funny. There's the Marvel humor, but in like a Christian.
Saint Peter watches Jesus Christ be pierced in the ribs and says, "That's gotta hurt."
So funny. Just like, oh, they're like, the women go to the tomb after Jesus has died. They go to the tomb to pray, and then like the rock gets like rolled away.
Yeah,
and they're like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well, this is awkward.
I told you not to touch anything.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that like millennial humor where it's
yes.
like, Jesus is like, I told you I want my nuggies.
Yeah. We went to see a movie this week actually. We went to see Alien Romulus. Which there was a Remus reference in there too for the
kind of brought it full circle.
Yes. I like the fan service about the Alien franchise, but I especially love the fan service for the Greek mythology fans or the Roman mythology fans.
Yeah. I guess it's mythology. It's like kind of a weird thing where it's like technically, I mean, like Rome probably wasn't founded by two twin brothers named Romulus and Remus who suckled at the tit of a she-wolf.
Yeah.
But like in their founding, like in the documents of Rome, like they treated them as like their founding fathers.
Yeah.
It would be like if like George Washington was like a god, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. George Washington was raised by a she-eagle.
Yeah. Dalton and Dunlap.
Yeah. George Washington, like his eagle mother would kill mice and chew them up and spit them into his waiting mouth.
Yeah, man.
And that's how he learned how to sail the Delaware.
They suckled at the tit of a she-wolf.
That's why Americans love the founding fathers, is because like it was only like 250 years ago that they were around.
Yeah.
But like the founding fathers of like
every other
country
world.
is like they're mythological almost.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because it's like I mean, people were calling like the royalty at least was calling themselves like English.
Yeah.
Back forever ago. I actually learned recently that like, so for a long time, like the idea of like England fought all these wars with France and Spain and this kind of stuff. But like the commoners weren't like, oh, we're in Spain.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're ruled by the Spanish, and that's like who our feudal world. But they didn't like have any like real like allegiance or like group mentality until like the 1500s when France was like, no, everyone is French.
Yeah. Well, to them, they're just like, I wonder what my feudal lord is going to ask of me.
Yeah.
And like, if he dies and another feudal lord is replaced, it's like, okay, same guy, different.
And it's like, I sure hope we get some rain or I'm going to get my hands cut off.
Yeah, right. It's like, I hope the grain harvest is good this year. But yeah, it's like...
Honey, I told you we should have sacrificed a goat.
Uh-oh. There was a little bit of that in Alien Romulus.
A little bit of, uh-oh, oops.
We forgot, like, I don't know, I can't remember any examples, but they're like, some of that, like, very Marvel-esque humor seeped in a little bit. There's a bunch of, dude, we saw the previews. You hit the nail on the head. They're pulling out all the stops for, like, background characters in comic books are getting their own movies now.
Dude, characters you haven't even heard of. Most people haven't even... What was his name? Like, Carvon the Hunter.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do kind of remember him, but I'm like a bit of a nerd. But, like, I remember him from the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
but he looked way different. Like in the Spider-Man cartoon, he like almost looks like a pro wrestler.
Right.
Like he's got like I think he has like a lion's mane. Like
Yeah.
And like he's wearing like a Speedo, I think.
I guarantee like Gambit is going to get his own movie, and like they're going to start giving all of the X-Men their own movies.
Well, you haven't seen the new Deadpool movie.
He's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to get his own movie.
Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Right
Yeah, exactly. Beast Man. What's the Beast's name?
The Beast.
Is that his name?
His name's Beast. Yeah.
Beast. Nightcrawler's going to get his own movie.
Beast Man.
Nightcrawler. Someone should name a movie Nightcrawler.
They did.
I know. Did you ever see Nightcrawler?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's
Did you
pretty
watch
good.
it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's very, it's kind of interesting because it's like, oh, like, you know, we're all complicit. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of makes you like reframes, like, oh, like the idea of like how we just want to be like force fed a endless strain of like tragedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you know what happens? What stopping things from happening isn't nearly as important as getting it on tape.
Yeah, right.
What else is new going on with you?
We've been playing a lot of fantasy football.
Yeah, fantasy football's up. I'm 2-0, 2 wins, 0 losses.
I'm 1-1.
Yeah, I beat you.
It's okay. It's a long season. You know?
There's a long, yeah,
a lot of stuff left. A lot of stuff left to do. I love football, man.
The injury bugs coming around. Pacheco.
I wrote down some notes for stuff to talk about. Let me see. I know I want to talk about the Passion of the Christ sequel. I've been watching The Sopranos with Christina.
With your wife. With your Gumar.
With my Gumar.
What's she thinking?
She likes it.
Did she like it as much as we did?
I don't know. It's hard to like it as much as we do. There are some moments, I think, though, as I'm watching this again, where it's kind of like jumping the shark, where it's like, oh yeah, Tony has a cousin we've never mentioned. They were best friends growing up, and he's back for one season, and he looks nothing like anyone else in the family. It's Steve Buscemi.
That didn't bother me.
Steve Buscemi, I guess I never thought about him being Italian, but yeah, he's Italian.
Well, a lot of those, that's the same time that Phil Leotardo got out of jail.
Yeah,
because apparently in real life there was all these RICO cases that came down in the 80s in real life, and all those people got 20-year sentences.
Yeah, right.
And so they were all getting out of prison.
Yeah,
which was I thought it was pretty interesting.
It is interesting, but they never mention him. Same with Vito. Vito is not really mentioned until all of a sudden, oh yeah, Vito's he's part of the crew.
Yeah, well, Vito played a completely different character.
Yeah, Vito is the guy waiting to get donuts when Chris Montalsanti has his mental break.
Yeah, where he shoots the guy in the foot, which is also a reference to his character Spider in Goodfellas, who Joe Pesci shoots in the foot.
Yeah.
During the car game.
Oh, is that who is Michael Imperioli in Goodfellas?
Yeah, he plays the kid.
He plays the waiter or whatever.
Yeah,
the guy who's helping out the poker game.
Yes,
nice.
A lot of people from from Goodfellas are in The Sopranos.
Yeah, I know Jennifer Melfi was. She was maybe going to be Carmela.
Yeah, she didn't want to be.
I know she didn't want to be.
Which is so great because Edie Falco is so good on that show.
Yeah.
Falco.
Yeah. Speaking of poker games from The Sopranos, when he got shot in the foot, I think that was a poker game in Goodfellas.
Yeah, it was.
I played poker last week. It was a lot of fun. Love playing poker. Matt should have come.
I didn't come.
We're gonna do it again in a month.
I was feeling sad because work got me down.
Yeah, I won $100.
I would like to come. Yeah, you won. You got second place, right?
Yeah.
In a legal poker game.
A friendly cash game. I think it's legal.
I don't think it is.
Oh well. Then I didn't. I'm just joking.
It might be now that they've changed gambling laws, but for a long time those were illegal.
In that case, I'm just kidding.
This is a comedy podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a lot of fun. I lost on a. I had 2 aces and I lost on a flush draw, but that's how it goes sometimes. And then me and Matt went and did some shows this weekend.
Yeah, that was real fun. I've got a show in Marietta, Georgia tomorrow night.
I got 2 shows in town this weekend in Chattanooga. Should be a good time. But yeah, man, it's been good. We got a mic tonight. We're gonna go mic it up.
Mic it up. Try out some new stuff.
Yeah, I thought of this. I'm gonna try to work on this tonight, but I've said this before,
and I'll say it again.
The nicer the house, the harder it is to find the trash can.
Yeah, when they're like built into stuff, you know you're like in a fancy place. You know when you know you're in a really nice house, when the refrigerator looks like cabinets.
Yes, just a giant cabinet. Yeah, we have a friend who will remain nameless, whose father is a CEO of a large company in town, and she has a house like that, where it's like, where's the fridge? It's like, oh, it's the big fridge-sized cabinet we have.
And you just open it up, and it's a giant fridge. It's like a walk-in.
I think they have like 3 fridges. I think they have one in the garage, one in the kitchen, and then one downstairs in the downstairs kitchen. But that's like, here's at least growing up,
we haven't even been to the top floors.
There's probably one in the top on the top floor too.
The attic fridge
in the servants' quarters. But here's the middle class version of like this is, at least in the 90s and early 2000s. Here's how you knew if you were middle class in a good way. Garage fridge.
A garage fridge?
A fridge just for drinks in the garage. Did y'all have one of those?
No, we didn't have a garage fridge. We had a garage freezer. So we had what looked like a fridge, except it was all just one. It's like a deep freeze.
Yeah.
I had a basement fridge.
Did it have just drinks in it?
No. I mean, once I got to be like a teenager, it was like my fridge.
Yeah.
Because like I lived in the basement.
If I win the lottery, I'm getting a basement. I'm getting a garage.
My
fridge.
Nana has a garage fridge.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is it just for drinks?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what middle class fancy is. Christina's mom has a garage fridge.
Really?
Yeah, just for drinks. Go out there and get you a Diet Mountain Dew.
Get you a Diet Mountain Dew.
Did y'all buy sodas a lot as a kid? Did you get canned sodas in the house?
We were 2-liter people.
Oh man, 2 liters are just vastly inferior to cans.
They are, but they're so much cheaper.
They are so much cheaper.
They're so much cheaper.
2 liters, like you might as well just pour it down the drain rather than putting it in the fridge.
Dude,
it's gonna suck.
I got my diet root beers last time I went to the 12-pack of Barks Diet Root Beer. And it was $9.99.
Yeah, dude. I'm thinking about drinking again.
For 12.
Thinking about start drinking beer again because it's cheaper than soda.
It's crazy. But it's like, you know how like it'd probably be like, oh well, if I'd have bought 2 of them, the second one I got for half price.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it evens out to be.
It's like
cheaper.
you can either buy 1 for $10 or 4 for $3 each, and it's like, dude, I'm gonna have to carry this out of my car. I don't want to do that.
That's how like those little nicotine, like non-tobacco nicotine things, are the like. When like a new competitor comes in, like, oh, we want people to get hooked on these. They'll be like, 1 is $6, or for $7 you can have 5.
Yeah,
and you're just like, what? You know, and they just like they want you to get hooked, and then like 3 months later, they're like, nope, they're $7.
Promo's
a piece
over.
Now. Yeah, they're $7 a piece now. Give us your money, addict.
Yeah, it is. It really is. That's what they do.
The addict fridge.
Do you you've been switching up your nicotine pouches a little bit?
Yeah, dude, I've been doing the Rogues. It's a cool name. Rogue is the better name.
A lot of people are brand loyal. You just do whatever she.
I mean, what I like. Well, like, the reason that got me to the Rogues is I was like, oh, these have better flavors. They have like berry and green apple and stuff, whereas like the ons that I were doing were just like mint and spearmint and peppermint and
just mint based,
wintergreen and
yeah.
I think they did have citrus, but it wasn't good. I didn't like it. But like the Rogue, the berries of the Rogue are good.
I'm thinking about picking up cigarettes.
You should, man. You should.
So you talk about getting skinny. I bet
you got to start getting an example, setting an example for your son.
Yeah, son. Now I want you to know, cigarettes, they're bad for you, but man, they look cool.
And he's like, son, you sit here, son. I'm gonna sit here and watch you smoke this whole carton of cigarettes. And he's like, Dad, I haven't even been smoking at all. Like, I know.
We're going to get
like, we're going to cut it off at the pass, son. Yeah. We're going to just go ahead and nip that in the bud right now.
Yeah. Preemptive strike.
Just go ahead and smoke, son.
No, I don't smoke. I'm kind of getting. I need to find a new vice because this whole gambling thing is not working out. It's not fun anymore.
You lost every bet this past weekend.
Every bet on Sunday I lost. But then I hit my parlay hit on Monday.
Yeah, I don't gamble really. I go to a casino and play blackjack or something, but I don't do sports betting.
Oh man, I love all kinds of gambling, but I like small bets.
Start buying scratchers.
I used to like to buy scratch offs. It's fun.
Do you ever win anything?
Yeah, like,
It's just so weird because most of the time it's like, oh, I want to buy these scratch offs so I can feel a thrill for 15 seconds. It's like smoking crack.
Yeah, scratch offs are definitely like crack.
It's like if I've never done crack, but you hear people talking about it, and it's like, oh well, like yeah, cocaine will have you feeling high for like 20 minutes, and it's like crack it's like it'll have you feeling more high for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, like crack. Okay, so scratch offs are crack, and like sports betting is like cocaine.
Cocaine, it's for a finer type of person.
And blackjack, that's like methamphetamine. I don't know. You can stay up all day doing it. Yeah. You just sit at the table for 2 weeks.
And biker bars are like those, or baccarat like those, the biker pep pill or biker trucker pep pills that are illegal now.
Yeah.
In this country.
Right.
Baccarat.
Yeah. The U.S. government doesn't want you to learn how to play baccarat.
Right. Yeah. Why's that?
Because the odds are too good. They try to. It's like they gave baccarat a foreign name, like they gave marijuana a foreign sounding name to try to demonize it. Because like good old boys, like I don't want to play baccarat. I'm playing blackjack. That's easy to say. Blackjack.
I'd rather play whitejack, honestly. If I'm being honest,
baccarat sounds too much like Barack.
Baccarat.
I'm not interested.
Obama.
But dude, if you go to Vegas, like literally. All the baccarat players are like Chinese immigrants. Dude, not to generalize, but Chinese people love to play baccarat.
Is it from somewhere else?
I don't know.
Is it baccarat?
I think it's baccarat.
I always say, okay, I thought it was baccarat.
It rhymes with kakarot.
Kakarot. Baccarat.
Baccarat. The other thing that
Vegeta would be a terrible gambler. It's like, my Saiyan pride.
Yeah.
It's like luckily Vegeta's married to the richest woman in the world.
Right. Yeah, like Vegeta would be a terrible sports bettor too because he would only bet on his team.
Yeah.
And like not on who's going to win.
Let's go Saiyans.
Yeah. But yeah, the other thing that you see a lot of Chinese people doing in casinos is horse races on the little bitty TVs at the sports book.
Okay.
Cut this.
I don't spend enough time in casinos to know if this is true.
It is true.
I thought you were going to say something else that the Chinese people did to horses.
No, that's the Haitians.
Oh, man.
That's been a big deal.
That's been a big deal. They're eating our pets. Hide your pets, hide your wife.
The thing that's crazy about they're eating our pets thing is the reason it started is because a man had a goose that he had was carrying under his arm.
Apparently, it was just roadkill.
Yeah, it was just roadkill, and they're eating the pets. It's like, who has a pet goose?
A pet goose. Dude, geese
are mean.
Are mean as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Man, it's like, they're like, they're just killing the goose. It's like, dude, if you can kill the goose, you deserve to eat it.
Like to
take its power.
The only reason the world isn't run by geese is because there's more of us than there are of them. We outnumber them. But if the tables were turned, we would be living under a goose dictatorship.
I believe that, actually.
Geese are mean.
Goose stepping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it called that?
I don't know.
But yeah, dude, politics is going a little crazy right now with the pet eating accusations.
Yeah.
It's so funny, too, how, a certain demographic of people just are like, nope, it's real, see?
It's real.
See, here's this fake AI-generated text message that proves it.
The geese have, a bunch of fingers coming off.
Yeah, quack, quack, quack.
It can't even draw goose
feathers.
But, the other thing, have you heard I didn't know about this until I saw memes about it online. But in Lebanon, they've had these improvised explosives through pagers and shit.
Dude, that shit's crazy.
That's crazy.
That shit really is the fucking. It's like a plot to an action movie.
Yes.
Except there was no hero to stop it.
Yeah. Something else too I thought blew up.
What?
I don't know. Some other.
Well,
device.
you know, it'd be funny if it wasn't even Israel. It was just Apple.
Yeah.
It was just trying to get rid of the pagers. It's like we need the iPhone.
Pagers, the pager companies they've had it too good for too long.
Yeah. The last pager company.
They're like, fuck, pager stock is in the toilet.
Yeah, this is like as bad as like the coronavirus was for Corona.
Yeah,
beer.
right. It's like, it's Black Monday for pager companies.
And it's like, when like the coronavirus hit and like Corona stock like plummeted. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the supply chain. Like, no, it's because the virus is named after your beer. Like, no, it's the supply chain.
Yeah.
That's why, like, actually, we're going to start calling it COVID.
Yeah.
They stopped calling it coronavirus because of Corona beer.
That's true. That they did change that pretty quick. The coronavirus.
They started calling it COVID-19
because of the branding impacts. The have we not asked ourselves how much branding damages too much?
Yeah, for real.
Haven't the beer companies been through enough?
They have, for real.
Dude, you would think that the beer companies would have just cleaned up during COVID.
I mean, they did probably.
I mean, I know I was drinking a lot of beer during COVID.
And it's just like, dude, everything just like comes in waves. Like, remember like the Dylan Mulvaney thing for like a year ago, where it's like everyone's like, "Oh, fuck Bud Light. I'll never drink Bud Light. I'm a Busch Light kind of person." And now it's just like nobody brings that up anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, it's like my dad won't watch the NFL
still
because of kneeling from like 7 years ago, kneeling during the national anthem.
It's like it's over.
It's like
no one does that anymore.
Yeah, people who kneel during the national anthem are now eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right. No, they are. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played in like 7 years or something.
I know, dude. Oh man, Tua got his brain scrambled. Hawk Tua.
He got the brain scramblies.
Man, I feel bad for that guy.
I do. I feel bad for him. But here's the thing. Like, I can only feel so bad for professional athletes
who are like rich,
who are so rich and they've lived the dream that most people would kill for.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I probably,
Yeah, but like
you probably wouldn't make that trade for your like mental well-being. But dude, he's gotten
so much
money, and he's like, I'm not gonna retire.
Yeah, I get that, but like, dude, his dream is literally being beaten out of him.
Yeah,
till his dream runs out the side of his ear.
It'd be like if we were doing stand-up comedy and like people kept throwing bricks at our heads. And it's like, you should quit doing stand-up because if you get hit in the head with a brick again, you might die.
And Nick Saban's on the television being like
pleading with you.
Yeah,
but it's not like, Nick Saban.
Andrew, please. Yeah,
it's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's like
Andrew Dice Clay is like, hickory dickory dock. He needs to fucking stop.
Yeah. A brick fell down and broke his crown.
and now his brains are just slop. Ghost of Mitch. You start seeing the ghost of Mitch Hedberg on the stage.
Man.
Yeah.
You gotta quit. Quit with your head, man.
Quit while you have a head, man.
Yeah. I used to be dead. I'm still dead, but I used to too.
Oh,
that
man.
really would be what it was like, though. If you were like, your dream is to be a comedian, you're a comedian, you're doing well, and you just keep
every year a major accident happens. A major accident happens.
Dude, remember when people were so afraid that like the audience members were going to start slapping stand-up comics because of Chris Rock?
Which it has happened a handful of times.
Yeah, it has happened.
But it's just like, dude,
worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you're a big man.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, like,
I would just break the wrist and walk away.
Yeah.
Grab my arm. Other arm. My other arm.
But also, it's just like, I think people kind of like lost their vigor. Like, it really does kind of seem like, because like, for a long time, like when that happened, when the Chris Rock thing happened, people were like, oh yeah, some of these comedians are finally going to get what's coming to them. They need to watch what they say. It's us, the audience, that has the power.
Yeah.
It's like that old crowd work joke where it's like, I forget what it was, but it's like, oh yeah, that's why you're holding a beer and I'm holding a microphone.
Right.
And it's like, that's why you're holding a baseball bat and I'm holding a microphone.
Yeah.
Dude, it'd be so funny. They start making self-defense mics with like a taser in it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Right.
People just start not laughing, you're bombing.
Then you pull out a bomb. I've said this probably on the podcast before, but I was doing a show at the a club in town, and a guy dropped a gun right before I went on stage. And I will say this: I changed my set.
Yeah, an assassination attempt happened.
Really, I was as close to dying that day as Trump was on Sunday.
Not when he actually got shot at, but
the one with they're just like he has a gun.
Whoever's watching this probably thinks that we're like liberal scum now.
Yeah,
because we know our audience.
I don't think anyone's gotten this far yet.
We know our audience is very.
I've seen the analytics.
We know our audience.
I've seen the analytics. It goes like people watch the first few minutes and then nothing until the end. They watch a little bit of the end.
Okay.
So we can say whatever we want here. This is just for the bots.
This is the secret time.
Yeah. We're just talking to ourselves up here. We're not gonna clip this part. But I'm excited to do some micing up tonight. We got some shows this weekend, and then it's football time in Tennessee.
Dude, we have not talked about that. Listen, I've been calling it since the end of last season. I am on the hype train, buddy. Yeah. Vol for life. We are going to the playoff, and once we get to the playoff, who knows what's going to happen. But first, we're taking Boomer Sooner.
Okay, Boomer Sooner.
Well, dude, fucking, I like that. There are mascots with a covered wagon.
Yeah, well, our mascot's Davy fucking Crockett.
Exactly. Who made a covered wagon his bitch.
You would be speaking Spanish if it wasn't for Davy Crockett.
At the Alamo.
Because the Mexican army would have taken the whole middle of the country.
Yeah, that's Davy Crockett. When he orders pie, he'll take it Alamo.
Matt loves coming up with that kind of stuff. What's the other one you have lately?
Borat's favorite stand-up comedian. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You know who Borat's favorite stand-up comedian is? Matt Rife. It's so funny.
It kills.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, they have to really like him. Which they did on Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Well,
my best one of those like weird little impression ones is the short and sweet Gen Z Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
That one always does.
Why don't you do it for the people?
This is my impersonation of Forrest Gump, but it's Gen Z Forrest Gump, and he goes, "Jenny told me she was polyamorous."
What about your Full House one?
That one's takes too much of an out.
It's easy. This is Uncle Joey from Full House as a Civil War field medic. Cut it off.
Cut it off.
There you go.
Anything
else we want to cover?
I got nothing.
We'll call it.
That's it.
Hey, we didn't run out of batteries this time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it means you're getting...
No, it means I'm using an SD card that has lower resolution.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's good because it overheats every single time. Except for this time.
37 minutes, I think. Okay. We'll see you guys next time. Have a
Bye,
good day.
everybody.